Let's start things off with a question. Approximately how many working hours do you think the average person loses per week searching for missing items? Is it 1.5 hours, 3.4 hours, or 7.5 hours? If you said C, approximately 7.5 hours, you are correct. The average office employee spends 1.5 hours a day, 7.5 hours per week, or an entire 6 weeks a year looking for things. I think we can agree that this is a significant amount of time. Just think about the things you could accomplish with that time, and let's not forget, this lost time is an average. If you consider yourself a particularly disorganized person, this number could be higher. It's clear that this lost time definitely has a negative impact on an individual, to say nothing of the cost to the workplace. These days, there are countless podcasts, self-help books, and TV shows dedicated to helping us get organized and stay organized. It's clearly an issue that many of us face, but why? Well, in this course, you will identify the important benefits of an organized workspace. These benefits will provide the necessary motivation to change your behavior. You'll recognize what a productive workspace looks like. We'll discuss how to apply a simple yet effective process for creating a clean and clutter-free environment. Finally, we'll show you how to implement new habits that will allow you to easily maintain these positive changes going forward. As we work through those objectives, we will explore 3 main topics: benefits, process, and working in multiple locations. While most of the benefits and process can apply to working in multiple locations, that section will offer additional tips. First, let's talk about the benefits of organizing your workspace. Clear your mind for a moment and imagine that your agency is in need of assistance. A colleague from a nearby location is unexpectedly taking a leave of absence. The program manager has come to ask your department for help. The work is essential, and a skilled volunteer is needed immediately to take over this position for a few weeks. You are a capable team player and are confident that you can manage the work with ease. You raise your hand to volunteer. The program manager is appreciative and impressed, and your coworkers applaud your willingness to help. The next day, you report to your new location. However, as you enter the new workspace, your good mood changes quickly. Boxes, unmarked files, and supplies are strewn about everywhere. Papers are stacked high, and invoices and schedules litter the floor. This office is a mess. Upon closer inspection, the desk is covered with a layer of dust and several old coffee cups. You realize that you will need to find things and get a great deal of work done in the middle of this mess for a few weeks. In order to thank you for your cooperation, the program manager would like to meet with you at this location. What do you think the program manager's first impression will be? They will undoubtedly have a negative impression upon entering this workspace. There is concern that the program manager's first impression of you will be linked to this messy and unprofessional environment. In fact, research has shown that a disorganized or cluttered workspace is considered unprofessional by many. Fortunately, in this scenario, you find a clean conference room for your meeting. It goes very well, and the program manager was very impressed by your efforts, professionalism, and willingness to help the agency. As we'll soon learn, the benefits of improved organization can be quite significant. You now know the downsides of a disorganized office and how much time is lost at work due to disorganization. Now, let's turn our attention to the benefits of an organized workspace. Think of an instance when you felt well organized and prepared. Can you think of any benefits that you experienced in that situation? This course will focus on the 4 key benefits of increased productivity, improved image, reduced stress, and enhanced comfort. These benefits can greatly impact the many hours we spend at work. As we review each one, I'd like you to think about whether these workplace benefits might carry over into your personal life as well. First, let's talk about how an organized workspace can improve productivity for you and your team. When items such as completed forms cannot be found, they are often redone. This takes time, adds to the workload, and often results in duplicated records. Organized storage cabinets also allow for more efficient inventory tracking and ordering. You may also find that your coworker relationships and group dynamics are more positive when things run smoothly. Similarly, being able to find the right supplies, tools, keys, or documents can keep things running on time. Remember all those hours of lost time each week? Much of it can be accounted for by simply knowing where things are. As noted in the imaginary messy office scenario, a workspace can be seen as an indication of professionalism or lack thereof. People form impressions within seconds. Whether we intend it or not, our workspace creates an impression, either positive or negative. The belief that a messy or disorganized workspace reflects a less than capable worker seems to be a consistent finding across multiple research studies. Researchers and psychologists from the University of Michigan, Flint, and Ann Arbor conducted what were referred to as Goldilocks experiments, in which participants were assigned to sit in 3 offices: one that was clean and uncluttered, one that was somewhat messy, and one that was very messy. In each experiment, they ranked the owner of the messy office as less conscientious than the organized office. Think of the impact this can have on one's long-term career opportunities. Conversely, an organized workspace creates the impression of an efficient and capable worker who manages tasks effectively and takes pride in their work. Now let's talk about workplace stress. Symptoms of stress include tension, anxiety, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, frustration, and even forgetfulness. Feeling stressed at work can lead to ongoing physical and mental difficulties. Have you ever felt stressed because you couldn't find something or ran out of time for your project and you couldn't complete your work? According to the Mayo Clinic, a messy desk may make it harder to do your job. That's because a cluttered environment can make your brain less effective at processing information and more prone to frustration. Researchers theorize that as your stress level rises in these situations, it becomes harder to concentrate and you feel unproductive. Feeling unproductive can make you feel more stressed, and this becomes a negative cycle. I think we can agree that workplace stress is real, and a cluttered and disorganized desk and workspace can be part of that. While we may not be able to completely remove all workplace stressors, we can minimize some of the stress by organizing our workspace. One more benefit of a clean, well-organized workspace is that it can actually make you feel happier and more comfortable. You may want to find ways to make your workspace more ergonomic, meaning better arranged for your physical comfort. Sometimes adding a chair cushion, raising your computer monitor, or moving items within reach in your workspace can reduce muscle strain and fatigue. Please see the Home Ergonomic resource on the course detail page in SLIMS for more information about how to position things for improved comfort. A few personal touches in your workspace may also make you smile. Personal items share your personality and invite conversation with your coworkers. Speak with your supervisor before making bigger changes to your environment, such as adding lighting or playing music, especially if it may impact others. Also, remember to keep it simple. Too many personal items can have the opposite effect and produce clutter. Earlier, you were asked to consider if and how workplace benefits can carry over into your home life. For example, improved productivity may mean that you complete your work more quickly and you are able to leave on time. Improved physical comfort may alleviate an aching back. Can you think of other areas of life that may improve as the result of increased productivity, improved image, reduced stress, and enhanced comfort at work? An improved image can boost your self-confidence and potentially open the door to new opportunities. Reducing stress and enhanced comfort can absolutely impact your health. It really seems that a few changes in the workplace can create positive outcomes in many other areas of our lives. Next, we'll talk about the organizational process. This three-step organizational process is a simple yet effective way to create and maintain an organized workspace. First, begin with a blank slate by cleaning all surfaces. Then organize items and give everything a specific place or a home. If you also work remotely, it will be important to plan and organize that space too. Finally, it's important to establish a daily routine to maintain your new, improved, and highly productive workspace. Let's look at each of these steps in more detail, starting with clean. Consider this question. How often do you currently clean your workspace? Is it daily, weekly, monthly, or is it really rarely? There's no right answer here. Some of your workspace may require more frequent wipe downs than others, but it's mostly a personal decision and based on how you use your workspace. However, if you answered rarely, you might want to consider upping that frequency. It's not necessary that you do a thorough cleaning every day. However, if you find yourself eating lunch or snacks at your desk, consider cleaning that space daily to cut down on crumbs and germs, for example. Before you begin, check that you have all the necessary cleaning supplies, such as spray cleaner and a sponge, disinfecting wipes, or paper towels. Then remove everything from all surfaces and clean. Once your area is clean, resist the urge to put everything back where you found it. If you have papers laying around, try the technique of deciding if you can save, scan, recycle, or discard or destroy each item. Most agencies have a document retention policy about how and when documents and supplies can be stored, recycled, or discarded and destroyed. Make a note to check with your supervisor to obtain a copy of the policy. It is important to follow all records retention and recycling procedures. Keep a copy of the policy with you as you make decisions about each item, and speak with your supervisor if you have any questions. Once you have cleaned your workspace and decided what to keep and toss, you're ready to organize. Some industries, such as machine shops and medical facilities, do a really great job of identifying homes for their things. These homes are designated places that are clean and consistently labeled. When a storage area is labeled, supplies can easily be checked for restocking. Paper medical records are also carefully labeled and organized into sections. This saves time and improves workplace efficiency and safety. Before we can find a home for our things, we must determine how often they are used. Take a moment to consider the concept of zones of use. Think of yourself as the center of your work universe. You want the items that you use most frequently to be housed or stored as closely to you as possible for easy access and convenience. Think for a moment of the thing or things that are constantly in your hand. Is it your pen, phone, stapler, calculator? If an item is used hourly, it should be easily within reach near the center of your universe. We'll call that area Zone 1. Next, ask yourself, what items do you use a few times a day? These can be housed a few feet away from your center in Zone 2. Larger items, such as a printer that is shared among staff, should be centrally located to best accommodate the team. The physical spaces will vary according to your office layout. Zone 3, reserved for items that are used weekly, may be a storage cabinet in the hallway, while Zone 4 may be reserved for infrequently used long-term records. As you can see, the less frequently an item is used, the farther away from you it can be stored. Earlier, enhanced comfort was identified as a primary benefit of improved organization. The items in Zone 1 are used so frequently throughout the day that these items should have a specific place that is comfortably within reach. Do you need storage solutions such as office supply trays? Can you use the vertical space? The key here is ease of access. Refer to the Home Ergonomics handout to best position these items and reduce strain and discomfort. Here's something else to consider. The woman in this photo uses her pen numerous times per hour. In the photo, she must rise slightly out of her chair and reach across the desk to return her pen to its home. Is its home comfortably in Zone 1? It's definitely not. You should not have to get out of your seat to reach an item in Zone 1. Getting up and reaching awkwardly across the table repeatedly could cause back strain at the end of the day. And I don't know about you, but I really want to move that storage tray too. Moving it within arm's reach will comfortably fit into zone 1 and will likely reduce any shoulder or back discomfort. Items that are used daily should be kept in the same room, preferably no more than a few steps away. For example, the printer and supplies in this image are located on a cart between two desks that both individuals can easily access. If several employees use the item, be sure your team chooses a central location and everyone agrees to return items to their designated location. And just bear in mind, it may take a while for everyone to get into the habit of returning things to their homes. This will be addressed later in the topic of maintaining an organized workspace. Items that are used once or twice a week can be stored in a slightly more out-of-the-way location. Zone 3 can be a drawer in your desk or a nearby supply room. Be sure to consistently label all files, boxes, and bins for easy retrieval. In this photo, labeling and color coding make finding information easy. Zone 4 is for those items that you use infrequently. It can also be considered long-term storage. This area should have clearly labeled aisles and shelves. Be sure that new team members are familiarized with the layout and advised to continue to replace things in the correct places. The concept of zones can be useful at home too. Do you have things on the kitchen counter or in your main drawers that you rarely use? Think about how using zones can also help make your home more functional. Look at this workspace. What do you think works well? I'd say this workspace is well organized for productivity. This worker has opted for some decorative desktop file storage for frequently used files. In the corner, just in the edge of the frame, you can see there are a few paper trays and a stapler. These probably aren't used as frequently, so that's a good place for them. I also like the mini storage drawers. And the cards add a cheerful, personal touch. The final step in the organizational process is the one that probably most of us will struggle with: maintain. We all have habits. Habits are simply patterns of behavior that we enact without paying too much attention. Our morning routine, driving routes, meal times, phone scrolling, all of these are habits that we've developed over time. Current research about habit forming tells us that positive habits can be intentionally formed by pairing a cue with a response. When paired frequently enough, the response starts to become automatic. For example, putting your sneakers next to your bed at night can be a cue for you to go walking when you see them in the morning. Over time, you'll get up ready to walk regardless of where you placed your sneakers. Now let's use this knowledge to establish a cue. I'd like you to set your timer on your phone or work device for 15 minutes prior to the end of your workday and have it repeat on all the days that you work. For example, 4:15 Mondays through Fridays if you leave at 4:30. Set this alarm to sound a gentle buzz. Label your alarm the routine 15. Every day, upon hearing this alarm, use the final 15 minutes of your shift to respond by cleaning your workspace. Put all items in designated zones, save, recycle, file, or shred documents, and return supplies to their proper storage areas. Give the area a quick wipe down. Will you need to work remotely from home or at another location the next day? What will you need? Each person's routine 15 will be slightly different. Use the routine 15 handout in Slims to customize your end-of-day checklist. You can even add your motivation at the top of the page to remind you of the benefits you'll gain. And add in any items that are specific to your workspace, such as water the plants, take out the mail, or return the keys for the agency vehicle. What items will you add to your routine 15? Things like remembering your lunch bag and washing out your coffee mug will make tomorrow much more pleasant for everyone. Remember what it was like to visualize working in that messy office? The routine 15 will ensure your space remains clean and well organized. So many of us are in the habit of working up until the last minute of the day. However, this routine 15 is important. It ensures that you and your teammates will be efficient and productive tomorrow. Small, routine maintenance tasks can achieve great results. Time is the key factor in building habits, even simple ones like the routine 15. You may have heard it takes 21 days to start a habit, but the truth is it takes a bit longer than that, and even longer if it's a complicated behavior or one that you find difficult to perform. Research has shown that it takes 66 days before a repeated behavior becomes automatic, that is, a habit. So in the meantime, the routine 15 is going to be an act of discipline, so make sure you do it every day. Every day you do it is a vote for a more organized future. Now, as we know, true behavior change initially requires some dedication. Be patient and consistent. Rely on your alarm and respond accordingly. Think of all the benefits you will reap over time. You'll gain those 38 hours of lost time back and enjoy a more productive week. By following your cue, the alarm, with the response, the routine 15, you can begin to automate your actions. As with most habits, you'll soon use your cleaning time to think about your evening plans or another pleasant distraction. The quick cleanup will signal the transition from work to home. Eventually, you will no longer need the alarm. The routine 15 will become a powerful, positive habit. Our final topic is staying organized while working in multiple locations. The benefits and process discussed earlier apply here too, but I'll cover a few extra strategies that are helpful in this particular situation. Working in multiple locations could include your regular office desk, working from home, sharing a space with coworkers, working in multiple buildings, or working from the road. Each of these situations is slightly different, but if you have more than one work location, you know that one of those difficulties can be carting your items back and forth without losing anything. No matter the reason or the places you work, it poses some unique organizational challenges. In these situations, it is helpful to keep an appointment book with the time and location of the work and, if needed, a separate notebook to take notes. Record the contact information of your coworkers, supervisor, and even the IT help desk should you need assistance. Have pens and chargers for your electronic devices available, and it's also important to know how to access any online information or shared files that you may need. Be sure you know how to access information such as Outlook when you need it. Know all login information and be sure to understand and follow your agency's security protocols. If you're working from home or a busy secondary work location, do the best you can to reduce distractions in your work area. If possible, place your frequently used items, your Zone 1 items, in the same places as they are at work. For example, consistently keep your phone to the right of your laptop if that's most comfortable for you when you're in the office. Elevate your monitor on a box or a few books if that's the most comfortable. Remember to use the home ergonomics handout to arrange your home workspace as well. Speaking of working remotely, you may have seen some funny news stories where a child or a pet wanders into the background of a reporter's home office while they're on a live web conference. If your job requires web conferencing, consider using the software's plain background or blur filter. As you can see in this image, all the attention is on the participants and not their background decor. This also maintains the privacy of your home and prevents background distractions. We've covered a lot of ground, from benefits of an organized workspace to a no-fail 3-step organizational process, all the way to staying organized while working in multiple locations. By applying the 3-step organizational process, you will have created a consistently pleasant and efficient area for yourself and your team. Long-term benefits await. I hope that you implement these strategies and you quickly enjoy the benefits of a workspace that is organized for improved productivity. I also hope that the benefits create positive ripple effects in your future.